Trouble hearing.
BBN, Jack Frost, what's up, party people? Hey, before we even start the show, so I had somebody send me this gift. It's kind of dope. Okay, hold on, I'll tell you what it is. All right, so you see this side right here? It keeps drinks warm and cold. Like, seriously. Like, you see how that shit's red right there? You hit it, right? Go off. Then you hit it right there. That's if you want to keep your drink cold, right? You hit it again. See, it's red. That's if you want to keep your drink warm. And this side, you put your phone on for charging. That's kind of dope. Not for nothing. Anyway, I just want to point that out. It's some new gift somebody sent me. I don't want a friend. It's also like this thing that I'm supposed to have. I gotta find it though. Anyway, how's everybody doing this morning? I hope everybody's doing well today. Um, Obviously we're gonna start talking about this Juice WRLD situation. I meant to finish this before I got. I remember I had it. Shout out to that. Who we got up in here right now? What up, James S. Remorseful. What up, Remorseful? Shay Lacey, Prince to Amir. How you doing this morning? Who we got in here? Deshaun Ragsdale, Tree Allison, Malik Geechee. How you doing? What up, Hilda? Who else we got up here? Jonathan Sanchez. How you doing, Mr. Sanchez? Big Hub. How you doing this morning? So as probably is already figured out, we're gonna be talking about this whole situation regarding. We're going to be talking about this whole situation regarding Juice. And, yes, the pilot did call the police. Somebody else is on point. I'm going to talk about this. A couple of things I want to say. I dropped a video today on it. The name of the video is, if anybody want to go check out the video, the name of the video is, pardon me, I pressed the damn thing and then I hit the button. Hold on. Sorry about that, y'all. The name of the video. This is the video. Go check it out. This is the latest Juice World that we uploaded. And I'm really upset at the fact. Alright, so that's not gonna work. Shout out to that. Appreciate you, Remorseful. I hope the stuff you heard was good. Alright, so somebody just asked why didn't he get a lawyer? He makes enough. I'm not sure that he was trying to kill himself. Just because somebody takes too much drugs, that don't mean they was doing it on purpose. I don't think that we should take that. I don't think that we should take that immediately yet. We should get more information first. You feel me? Yeah, I wonder why I be late. Okay, give me a minute. Alright, so real quick. Somebody says that they're gonna wait until they get all the facts to pass judgment. I think we should all wait until we get more information. I'm not gonna say all the facts, because at the end of the day, when do you ever really have all the facts? We never really ever have all the facts. But there's a couple of things that we do know happen. One of the things we do know happened is that the pilot did alert the police. The pilot alerted the police that there were people on board that had guns. So there's a good chance that the reason why the police were there in the first place was because of the guns. There was people that had guns. The pilot alerted the police, I guess, before they landed. So by the time they landed, the police and the FBI and everybody could be there. That's one. The next thing that we know is that Juice WRLD's plane had been stopped and searched before. For everybody that don't know, back in a couple of years ago, whenever it was, I forgot when it was, Juice WRLD, the pilot wasn't snitching, the pilot was telling. The pilot wasn't part of the crime. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. Juice WRLD's plane had been searched in California before also. I guess they didn't find anything that particular time. So this is the second time that Juice WRLD's plane was stopped. In my opinion, they had eyes on him. I do not believe that the pilot called the police neither. That's what we're being told. It happened in November. Appreciate you, Rio. That's what we're being told. But I believe that this is a lot deeper than that, for the simple fact that, as we all know, his plane had been stopped in November and searched in November. So why was it searched then and searched now if it isn't an ongoing investigation? That's the way I'm looking at it. There had to have been an ongoing investigation. They've been looking at this dude. The next thing that we know to be a fact, whether people want to admit it or not, a lot of these rappers are not bosses. A lot of these rappers do not own their careers. I've been trying to explain this to people ever since this channel began. A lot of people who are rappers, a lot of rappers do not own their careers at all. They're told where to go. They're told who to talk to. They're told what music to make. Nowadays, they're even told who to have kids with. What up, Jason Myers? I see you in a minute. Nowadays, they even told who they can have kids with. I'm going to tell you something that I found odd. The Iggy... Let me turn this down. Iggy Azalea. I'll turn notifications up though, just in case. Iggy Azalea is now having a kid. Who's Iggy Azalea now having a kid with? I forgot who it is. But there's a rapper now that Iggy Azalea is now having a kid with. Iggy Azalea earned that. You understand what I'm saying? They're putting these rappers together. They're having these rappers have kids, get into relationships, everything else that they don't necessarily, it's not necessarily, they don't have no choice. They sign contracts. You understand what I'm saying? There's just Playboy Cardi. That's it. They sign contracts. They just things that they have to do. You understand what I'm saying? So when I look at a situation where I see a rapper and they catching drugs on his plane and guns on his plane, I say, while everybody is blaming the rapper's not the boss. The rapper is just the face of the company. You understand what I'm saying? Like when you watch a Popeyes commercial and you see the black lady, you think she owns Popeyes? She don't own Popeyes. just so we could be clear on this. That lady does not own Popeyes. So this is what we have to be cognizant of. That a lot of these rappers, they're not bosses. So when I see all of those guns and drugs on this dude's plane, I'm like, who put them there? He ain't put them there. Also, I want to say shout out to Treyway once again. Because every time I see somebody's team moving funny, I say, look, you can say whatever you wanted about Treyway, right? But they didn't put Tekashi in immediate danger. Say whatever you want about those guys. They argue with each other, all this in beefing, whatever. I don't remember them ever actually putting Tekashi in immediate danger. And also, just so we can be clear, anytime they were around and it looked like any type of smoke was about to be had, all of them was on go. Shout out to Brooklyn. So that's something that I want people to understand as far as this Playboy Cardi, because of the Iggy Azalea, as part as this situation is. Now, back to what possibly happened. There's a belief that he swallowed the drugs to get rid of them. No, Juice was not in control of anything. That's a whole fact, Jason Myers. There's a belief that he swallowed the drugs to get rid of them. There's a belief that he was scared. Now, this is the odd thing. I'm going to tell you what's odd. I'm going to tell you the super odd thing about all of this. Why would you swallow pills to get rid of them for the police not to catch them? And you got guns and 70 pounds of weed on the plane. Can somebody explain that to me? Can somebody explain that to me? Why? Listen. Why would you swallow the drugs when you got a shitload of weed on the plane and guns, and you're going to swallow enough drugs to kill you? Don't matter. Everything is going to be attributed to him. It don't matter what was actually his or not. They all going down for everything. No, his team is not solid. I don't agree there. I don't believe they were. I don't know them. But I would think that this is something that can happen when your team isn't solid. That's what I'll say. That's what I'll say. Because look, 70 pounds of weed on the plane. 70 pounds of weed on the plane. What kind of sense would it make to swallow a handful of or whatever pills? What kind of sense does it make? Well, he's dead now, so whoever the real fall guy, whoever is the person, is now gonna have to be the fall guy. Juice WRLD he's passed on. Weed or guns alone is federal. The Few says weed and guns alone are federal. They may have dropped the pill charge. Exactly. All media said, I think they killed him and made it look like he was the cause of his own death. I mean, I need a little bit more, but that's a possibility. Couldn't he flush the pills? What, on the plane where he's gonna flush it and it's just gonna go into a receptacle that then can now get checked? But I guess flushing them would have been a better option. One of them already made bail. I think that's fishy. I think it's fishy that any of them were given bail, to be honest with you. Now that I could probably get behind. Global media said to avoid another charge and not have anything on person, and to catch one last buzz and go to jail high as a kite. I could believe he was trying to catch one last buzz and then go to jail high as a kite. I could believe that. That I can believe. That sounds like a possibility. Joseph Nolte makes a good point. He said, you think a dope head is going to make a logical decision. The simple act of using dope is illogical. That's a good point. You think those pills that he was able to swallow all by himself is a bigger charge than 70 pounds of weed? That's what you think, Jason Myers? The pilot alerted the authorities because of guns. So there's also a good chance that the pilot was threatened at one point or another for him to even know a gun was on a board. You feel me? No. Let me explain what happened. JJ, for everybody that don't know. I'll explain what happened. The police and the feds were waiting at the airport. They were on a private plane. The police and the feds were waiting at the airport when they got there. It wasn't just like a regular terminal that he's walking through. After they pulled after they stopped everybody, they start checking the everybody's stuff. They start checking the plane. That's when he started having problems. They had armor-piercing shells. Jason Myers think he's gonna get more time for a handful of pills than for armor-piercing shells. Okay, so this is what people might not understand about the marijuana laws. Weed is a controlled substance. When you take a controlled substance from one state to another, you're committing a federal crime. It doesn't matter if either which one of the states have decriminalized weed or not. If you take weed from one state to another across state lines, you are committing a federal crime. No, thank you, Nitro. Yes, you cannot take any, just so we can be clear on this, you can't take any controlled substance across a state line. Period. Exactly. So I'm not gonna call you out. Who said that? I'm not gonna call you out, but come on, man. We got educated people in here. We got people that know law in here. You got you have to do a little bit better than that. We got a lot of people here that know the law. You're gonna have to do a little bit better than that. Shout out to you though. Come on, try again. Um, they had armor piercing rounds. I don't understand how you think enough pills that can be swallowed Enough pills that a person could swallow and probably reasonably think that they might be able to survive would be more time than firearms and armor-piercing rounds and 70 pounds of weed. I'm not even having this conversation with you. I'm gonna ignore some of your comments because no disrespect to you. Keep commenting and keep commenting on what you believe. I'm not trying to disrespect your opinion, but what I'm saying is I don't think enough pills that a person can swallow and quite reasonably maybe think they might survive would get you more time than armor-piercing rounds, 70 pounds of marijuana, and 2 handguns going across state lines. You can't convince me of that. If you want to believe that, shout out to you. But you can't convince me of that. Wayaloso say federal law beats state law all the time. Every time, and even the state law might not bite you in the ass for crossing state lines with controlled substances, but it's still illegal federally. Thank you very much, Way of Loso. Salute. Well, if we're talking about actual law, then he's trying to. We're not talking about opinion with what we're talking about. We're talking about fact. So no disrespect to nobody, but you can't say that him arguing an opinion against a fact is reasonable. That's illogical. That's like somebody arguing that my hat is purple, and then me saying no, my hat's red, and then you're saying, but they have a right to their own opinion. Like, really? That's how we giving this up? I didn't say it wasn't more than a handful of pills. I'm not having this conversation with you. If he had 70 pounds of weed in that situation, it would have still been a standoff. Laugh out loud. I'm going anywhere. Oh, okay. No, he had 70 pounds of weed, man. I don't understand how. I'm not even having a conversation about the. Like, I'm starting to think you a troll. He has 70 pounds of weed. What are you talking about? I'm starting to think you a troll. They said, no, they found 60 perks. They found 60 perks. We don't know how many he actually digested, how many he actually swallowed. And that's another point. You know what I'm saying? There's a good argument that could be made that he didn't take the shits to kill himself or to hide them. That he took them because he was just trying to be as high as hell while he was going to jail. There's an argument that could be made of that. Antonio Chance has a point. He says we have to wait for the toxicology report to know if he died of an overdose. I mean, be perfectly honest. If you spitting up blood from the mouth and everything else, that means that you ate something and it's coming back up. I'm getting your comment wrong, Jason Myers. Please explain. I do not want to get you misinterpreted. I don't want to get anybody misinterpreted. So please explain. I'll read it slower. Just because somebody is a criminal, that does not mean that they're illogical, Kindle. K Dog says, I wish you would change that name, but keep your name. I don't know what to tell you, but I mean, we don't like cursing, and your name is anyway. You made a good comment, so I'm gonna have to read it. K Dog says maybe one of his boys made him swallow it. Maybe they was trying to not have a Takashi situation. Juice WRLD was injected with Narcum by agents who assumed he was overdosing on Percocets. As it emerged, the star was on the FBI radar following his raid on his jet last month, according to reports. That is a point. Thank you for bringing that up, Bree. They hit him with N.O.R.E. So they gave him the treatment to keep him alive. Yo, what up? Let's talk about it. Super Chunky B, are you asking me if you're blocked as I'm reading your comment? Why would you say probably bit his tongue off? First of all that shit is fake. I've seen people have a ton of seizures. I've never seen somebody bite their tongue off. Stop. They hit him with the N.O.R.E. twice. Yep. And he still died. I think that's probably a bigger mystery than anything. They were trying to save that man's life. No, I didn't say it didn't happen at all, Ron Durr. I'm just saying it's not prevalent enough for people to act like that had to have happened to him. My apologies for not explaining what I said all the way out to its finest of detail. Kennedy says, but it makes no sense. I think he digested the last thing he was on. Think about it. His first instinct was to get rid of. Yeah, but this is my point. Listen to my point for a second. This is my point. No, they were not in the air during the seizure. This is my point. Listen to my point. There were so many drugs and guns on the plane. It's not rational to believe that if he swallowed whatever he had right there, that he would not get any charges. So I personally think there's another level to this. A minimum of one more level. I think there's more than one more level to this. But I think there's a minimum of one more level. Jason Myers says 70 pounds in Chicago is not a bigger case. Okay, see, this is your problem right here, Jason Myers. I'm not talking about 70 pounds in Chicago. I'm talking about flying 70 pounds across state lines. Alright? Do you get it? I get it. You don't get it. I'm not trying to disrespect you. What up, CEO Chris? I get that you don't get it. But I'm not talking about 70 pounds of weed in Chicago. I'm talking about flying 70 pounds of weed across state lines. I get you don't get it. Shout out to Vic Star. We love Vicks. I say what's up to Rio. What up, JJ? What up, MK? He doesn't understand drug trafficking. He keeps talking about 70 pounds of weed in Chicago isn't a big deal. He doesn't understand drug trafficking. He wants to have a debate with me about this. And if I don't treat his opinion very highly, then I'm going to be told that I don't respect people's opinions. We're talking about facts. Drug trafficking. It don't matter. Appreciate you, Big John. What up, Big John? That's major drug trafficking. This guy thinks because the drugs got trafficked to Chicago, it's not that big of a deal. We are not hitting him with bags. 70. Let's talk about it. Since 70 pounds across state lines is 20 years minimum. No. You see, but they were going to Chicago, so that's not a big deal. No, taking 70 pounds of weed into Chicago isn't a big deal, right? Who keeps telling me that? Right, Jason Myers? Taking 70 pounds of weed into Chicago isn't a big deal, right, Jason Myers? Where you at, Jason? That's right, you on blast this morning. Where you at? Don't stop commenting. I ain't know they get kicked. Every state you cross with drugs is a charge in their jurisdiction, bro. I'm not even arguing that point. My whole point is, even if it was legal in wherever state, taking it from one state to another state is still a crime. A federal crime. That's why Rollo in jail now. Rollo had like 200 and something pounds. Rollo was going all the way in. Yeah, whatever state you if you're in a vehicle, every state that you go through, you can be charged also. That's a fact. No, we're not saying that you're saying that, Jason Myers. There's no way in the world that them pills that he swallowed was going to give anybody more time than the actual damn weed. That's what we saying. Shout out to Mr. Sex Money. What up, yo?
I had to call on that note right there.
Yo, hold on. Let me find the speaker. I don't know where I put my speaker at.
Right.
Talking shit, though. I'm going to hold you close to the mic.
Yeah, no, I had to call in. I don't know whoever little Jason is, but Jason, do not take weed across state lines, man. You gonna be fucked. Excuse my language, you gonna be messed up, man. Anytime you traffic any narcotic or anything illegal across state lines, it's a bigger charge to get caught in your city or state. You know what I'm saying? You take 20 pounds of anything, 70 pounds of anything, and fly across 2 or 3 state lines, and you'll never see the world again.
Do you see this guy?
Never again. The next time you see the world will be on transit to another correctional facility. That boy crazy.
This is the thing that's killing me about his conversation about this, right? Shout out to you, though. Shout out to you. I'm not trying to disrespect you at all, Jason. Yeah, Remorseful said Jason about doing life. Jason about to be doing life. Now, look, I'm not trying to be disrespectful at all, Jason, so please don't take this as no disrespect. I'm really not. But this is the point I'm trying to make. There's no way that an amount of drugs that a person could ingest and reasonably think that they might survive from would get you more time than 70 pounds of weed, guns, and armor-piercing bullets flew from one state to another state. I don't even understand how you... What? You gotta be a troll at this point, Jason Myers.
You gotta think about all the states that you pass from LA to Chicago. You're gonna get charged for every state that you flew through. They're gonna charge you for everywhere you went with that package right there. They're gonna charge you.
That's a fact. Hold on. Whoever is that CEO Chris character, that's not really CEO Chris. Please don't believe that that's CEO Chris. That's just somebody trolling. Leave them be. They ain't say nothing disrespectful. Leave them be. They didn't break any of the rules. We're not kicking them. Yeah, they got some dude here named CEO Chris, and somebody like, yo, we in here chilling with snitches? Nah, man, that's not the real CEO Chris, yo. Somebody being funny. Let them have their fun. They not being disrespectful. I'm gonna leave them alone. What you saying now?
Jason said he did that and got caught for trafficking. Jason, you ain't fly no 70 pounds of weed from LA to Chicago and get caught with guns and all that. Because you wouldn't be talking to us right now.
No, we wouldn't be. That's a whole fact.
Yeah, you got to understand, you got people that got caught with marijuana in their state and still got life. They got life for it. See, in the federal state, because in the federal, it's not legalized. So it doesn't matter which state say it's okay to do it. Yep. The feds still said it's not legal.
It's still illegal in the feds. That's a whole fact.
So therefore, you might not get state time, but you go into the feds, which is even worse. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, you got to watch. I mean, it's okay to feel how you want to feel, but let's talk logic. You know what I'm saying? Just think about it. You got people in jail right now doing life for marijuana. You think that you gonna take 70 pounds, 3 guns, armor-piercing bullets, and some codeine, and not get no time?
I don't know what the hell, to be honest with you. That don't even make sense. The armor-piercing bullets alone. When you got bullets that is piercing armor. You don't think they trying to find out where you got them from and everything else?
Yeah, they gonna hold you. That's a federal charge of get caught with them piercing bullets. It's like get caught with a bulletproof vest in an act of an illegal crime. You going federal. They gonna get big time.
That's a fact. Shout out to Big John. He said, still need to sign up. My bags will have bricks. Once again, I do. But once I do, I will still donate a little something. Appreciate you, my brother. You know what? Wait, hold on, real quick. Shout out to that. Shout out to first of all, shout out to everybody, even the people that come in, don't donate, just like the show. I appreciate y'all. Hit the like button. Even the people that hit the don't like button, I appreciate y'all too. Y'all helping me and don't even know it. So shout out to y'all. But definitely a super shout out, a super duper shout out to all the people who are subscribed to the channel and still donate to the channel. Appreciate y'all guys. Y'all guys is doing it the right way. Anyway, finish what you were saying.
Big shout out to John, man. Love John. I just seen a comment pop up in here from Jason Myers. You get caught with the guns in Chicago, you get right back out. Yeah, if you tell on somebody.
That's a fact.
I don't care what state you get caught with a gun and you go to jail unless you tell on somebody.
That's a fact.
We have a big problem with murder right now. I was just watching it. The murder rate is up in every state right now.
That's a fact.
If you think by any chance you're going to get caught with an illegal firearm, especially in places where you can get them legally, and you're not going to go to jail, then whoever that is, Jason, keep them far away from you.
Yep. I remember growing up, they used to always say, if you see a dude get picked up and then he back out on the street in a couple of hours.
Yeah, you already know where he come from.
You see a dude get picked up, he back out on the street a couple of hours, give him a wide berth. I don't know what else to tell you.
Yeah, hey, yo, we knew that from kids. You know what I mean? Man, listen, if you get caught with a gun and you get right out of jail, stay far away from that guy. Southern states can fail.
That person's a troll. That person's a troll. That person's a troll. Keep going.
Oh, okay, yeah, because I'm about to say, yeah, because I live in a southern state right now, and I'm a legal firearm carrier. But if you get caught with a firearm right now in North Carolina, you're going to the feds.
First of all, isn't those southern states where the black people keep getting shot at, and they keep saying, "Oh, it's because we thought they had a gun." So I'm not paying no attention to this guy.
I'm
not paying no attention to this guy. Don't pay no. Stop reading that all love guys comments. You ain't paying him no attention.
Because I'm telling you, I'm right here in North Carolina with a concealed carry license, and when they pull me over, do you know how they come to the car with me? They know I have a firearm, and I'm concealed because they run my plates. They still come with their gun drawn, and I'm legal. So therefore, I know for a fact if you get caught with a illegal firearm down south or any state, they're gonna burn your ass, especially down south.
Well, first of all, there's these things that people keep forgetting about called federal laws. So what happens is, in this particular case, let's get back to the Juice WRLD conversation, all right?
Yeah.
So in this particular case, what people are forgetting about, there's this thing called federal laws. So while you're busy trying to say, I'm just tired of this person, peace. And while you're busy trying to say, look, over here in this state, everything's cool. They allow you to do this and they allow you to do that. Fine. If you in Colorado, I believe Colorado allows marijuana, right? Mm-hmm. Also, wait, hold on, I'll talk about that in a second. So Colorado allows marijuana, right? But that doesn't mean that you can't get a fucking shitload of marijuana from Miami. That's coke. So that doesn't mean that you can get a shitload of Miami from Mexico, bring it to Chicago, bring it to California, and then fly it out to Colorado, and as long as you get it to Colorado before they catch you, that they're going to be like, oh, man, we missed that one. No, man. What? It's federal crimes.
What? That's a federal crime. Just because the state allowed it to have weed don't mean you can fly 70 pounds into that state. Hell no. It's a federal crime. You're right.
And also, I think people don't know the difference between legalized and decriminalized. I think people really don't understand there's a difference between being legal and being decriminalized. When something is legal, that means that there is nothing on it. You can just do it.
Penalty with it. That's
exactly.
Right.
When something is decriminalized, that's them saying, well, if there's this amount for this particular purpose at this particular place, then that means that we're not gonna you won't have as much of a penalty. Like in New York, weed has been decriminalized. So if they find you with like a blunt or something like that, nowadays they're gonna check you out, obviously, make sure you don't got whatever. But they're gonna give you a fucking desk appearance ticket. They might just let you walk away. And when I was a kid, I'm not gonna lie, this is when weed was definitely a criminal. I'm gonna tell you 2 stories. One time, they caught me with the weed. The cop just threw it on the floor It made me step on it and destroy it. I was like, whoo! A whole nother time. Now, this is a funny story. Me and my cousin was walking the 3rd Avenue in the Bronx. So we walking down Melrose. We walking over there, right? So we go inside the store. We smoking the weed, blowing it everywhere. We young. We teenagers. My cousin, shout out to Al. So Al Dog. So we blowing it down, right? Or Just a Minute's Jam. We blowing it down, right? So we walk outside the store. Now, anybody in New York City, you know how they have the ice machine holders, the ice holders on the outside of the store? Like when you buy ice, you got to go outside the store, open up, get the key, open the thing up, pull the ice out. Yeah. So we walk out. What up, Wildcat? Brat! So we walk out of the fucking store, and when we come around that ice machine shit, there's 2 police officers standing right there, walking towards us. When I tell you that we smelled like so much weed, I just blew a nice cloud in the air, and the police officers just walked right through the smoke and went in the store. Shout out to them niggas. They was like, I'm about to get off. I don't got time for this. So part of my language, but shout out to them dudes for not hooking me up right then and there. That's a whole fact. But let's get back to the whole thing. Yeah, there's a difference between being decriminalized and being illegal. And I think a lot of y'all get yourselves caught up and effed up because y'all don't understand the difference from being decriminalized and being illegal.
Yeah, I agree totally with that. Wildcat said he indictment. Shout out indictment.
Yeah, shout out to Dykeman. That's a fact. Oh, for everybody that don't know, we might have the person who runs the Dykeman tournament an interview. We might be getting an interview with them, and come this summer, we might be able to get exclusive footage of the Dykeman tournament with the NBA players. So shout out to that. That's a whole nother thing that we got cooking up on the books though. Anyway, yo, hey, you got any closing words? I want to call somebody else up.
Hey man, go ahead and do your thing, man. I just wanted to touch on that, man. Shout out to Wildcat, shout out to Jack Fork, BBNNETWORK, man. Bree, Big Star, you know everybody loves Bix and Bree.
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? Shout out to everybody, man. But go ahead and do your thing, Jack. I just want to touch that, man.
Yo, everybody go sub to Let's Talk About It. Let's Talk About It, that channel. This is the homie right there, Mr. Sex Money. We fucks with him. Alright, later, my brother.
Alright, bro.
They're about to be right back in the channel, like chat. Like you can literally hit on his name. I'm gonna try to call somebody up real quick while we talking about this Dykeman thing, and then we're gonna get right back just so I could give y'all, see if I could get y'all a little bit more information on this Dykeman situation real quick.
You have reached.
He's busy. Okay, we're gonna hit somebody else real quick. Yo, the thing that's killing me is okay. He's with customers. Alright, so what's up, my brother? This is my cuz. We live. This is my cousin.
I know. Hold on. You just threw me off because I had you on the TV and you was like, "Yeah, I'm about to call somebody else." Get my phone.
Yo, whoops.
Oh man, listening to you tell your tree stories.
Yo, that was with Al, yo.
I remember.
Yo, shout out to Al, man. That's a fact. Real quick. So we're discussing this. Back to the actual topic. We're discussing this situation with Juice WRLD. For everybody that don't know, we got Dr. Inky on the line. We're discussing this situation with Juice WRLD. Can we get your opinions on it if you don't mind?
As best I can. Yeah, sure. I don't know all the details.
From what you've heard, you want me to fill you in a little?
Yeah, you can fill me in. I mean, ask me your question.
Okay, so
I'll tell you.
Okay, so first of all, just so we could be clear, earlier we was having a debate, and basically so someone thinks that you get more time for a handful of pills than you would get for 70 pounds of marijuana, armor piercing rounds, and three. I think it was 2 Glocks, and it was like a 360, 380. What do you think you would get more time for?
Oh shit! Wait a minute. Rewind that back. Let's take off the pills combo, right? Let's forget the pills and forget the trees. What kind of weaponry did you just say?
Armor piercing
rounds and what else?
Yeah, and it was, I think, 2 Glocks and 1 380.
2 Glocks.
But they saying all
armor
the 2
piercing round.
But hold on, just so I asked the question correctly, what they're saying is that you would get less time for the 70 pounds of marijuana with the 2 Glocks and the 380 with the armor piercing bullets.
With the 70 pounds. Let me say this with the 70 pounds. I've seen some Jamaicans, and this is back in the day. I've seen some Jamaicans, I've seen some dreads get some remarkably low amounts of time for lots of weed. With marijuana, right? And it's only getting crazier by the second. So let me tell you that. But with marijuana has always had the wildest set of laws on the books. Like, you can get arrested and have a pound and get 5 years. You can get arrested with a pound and get 30 days. Like, it's never really been ironclad set in stone on marijuana, because this country has a history of legalizing, then criminalizing, then decriminalizing, but while it's still illegal, but it's really legal, while it's not legal, like, the marijuana shit's always been crazy. So you could just take that off the table. I don't think it's possible to get caught with any amount of drugs and get more time. I mean, get less time than the armor piercing bullets. Like, I may be out of the loop. You know, I've been off the block for a minute, but the armor piercing bullets, I think that kind of takes it way. Yeah, I think that's probably like the Jokers right there. That's, you know, you might have a conversation depending on the type of pills, because you say pills is generic. So it's like, okay, what type of pills we talking about? Are these
perks? Let's say they're perks.
Are these oh, no, hell no, you're not getting no more time. Come on, man. Percocets?
Okay, hold on. So, Jason Myers, please type what you said, because that's what everybody else in this chat, including myself, is hearing. Keep going what you're saying?
Yeah, there's no way. Percocets are prescription drugs. You know what I'm saying? Percocets are prescription.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's perfectly legal to have them. There's no way you get more time back. Like if you have Percocets in your pocket, there's no way for a law enforcement agent to tell on the spot that you're not supposed to have them. You could easily say, "Hey, I got chronic pain," or I'm in psychiatric. You know, you can say anything and say, I don't have my prescription on you. Who walks around with a prescription? Cops have to give you benefit of the doubt on that. You know what I'm saying? Unless you got like 1,000 Percocets on you, then it starts to look crazy. But if you have a handful of Percocets, it's a prescription drug. It's not like heroin or cocaine, where it's like there's no reason for you to have this at all. Like this, if you had a handful of heroin, then there's nothing to talk about. You're going, now we got a conversation, but Percocets are legal. You get them with a prescription, so that those can actually be yours. So I don't think there's any way possible on earth that you can get more time for Percocets than armor-piercing bullets alone. Like, you could take off the whole rest of everything. Armor-piercing bullets versus Percocets.
Oh yeah, but homeboy's point is because this happened in Chicago, and in Chicago apparently, I guess 7 pounds of weed is legal, and armor-piercing bullets aren't a big deal.
Nah, man, come on. In Chicago, it's gonna probably be worse in Chicago because of all of the violence in Chicago. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Wild 100. Shout out my guy Marv out there. Like, I used to spend a lot of time in Chicago, so I mean, yeah, you definitely getting way like in Chicago. In some areas of Chicago, so wild. If you get caught with a handful of perks, them niggas might just slap that shit on the ground. Like, police might not even book you on that shit. Like, if you get caught with the perks and the bullets, they might just throw the perks on the floor. The perks would be so irrelevant at the time that you have armor-piercing bullets, because the first thing law enforcement is going to think,
you're going to shoot at us.
You might, boom. So I would think that the only way, now there is a way Jason could be right. Now I'm almost certain nobody wants this to happen, but there is a way that Jason, if we want to stretch our minds, right? Right? Let's stretch our minds a bit. Now I'm gonna tell you, you can stretch your mind, Bob. Don't laugh at this shit. You can stretch your mind because this is realistic.
Okay.
Very realistic.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? We you know, this is some Kaepernick shit. You know what I'm saying? So you got me laughing so hard, it's hard for me to be serious. But in all honesty, if you get caught with Percocets, right, and you get caught with some Glocks and some armor-piercing bullets, you're probably, like, if it's either or, you may get killed with the Glock and the armor-piercing bullets. The police may kill you on the spot. Where with the Percocets, you do have the opportunity to get arrested and do some actual time, even if it's just, you know, down to central booking before you explain yourself. So the few hours it takes you to run through the system, maybe 2-3 days, depending on what system, that could be longer than the time, because you might get killed and spend no time in jail.
Yo, Wildcat, we calling up Wildcat after Dr. Inky. Wildcat said they would have been smoked. I think Wildcat is 100% agreeing with you.
Hey, that's what I'm saying. You might not get no time on piercing bullets, buddy. Especially if you got Glocks, and you know Glocks is the police weapon of choice. Like, it just, you know, you on a thin line right there. It's a real thin line. You lucky if you make it all the way to jail. That's how shit is in certain places. You know what I'm saying? So you talking about Chicago. Chicago is one of them places where it's a lot of that. If you think back a few years ago when they had that real high murder weekend around July 4th, I went out to Chicago to actually speak in some of the high schools about violence and neurochemistry and all that kind of stuff. And one of the biggest things that's always been in circulation in Chicago, in the streets, hard to prove, but it's still there nonetheless. And the speculation is growing stronger and stronger and stronger, is that a lot of the shooting is disguised as gang violence, but a lot of people, there's a growing consensus. They feel like it's police masquerading as gangs to drum up, gang wars and things like that. So if we really keeping it a beam, you know what I'm saying? It's cool because it's early in the morning, and I always got a lot of shit going on in my life. So I really appreciate a good gut buster. You know what I'm saying? Like, seriously, man. Laughter is the best medicine, man. So I always appreciate a good gut buster, man. Shout out to Jason, man. Yo, you're a lifesaver today, man. That shit was, this was a precious moment. You know what I'm saying? But in a place like Chicago, man, you would be honestly lucky to make it to jail if you get caught with a bag full of guns and armor-piercing bullets. Because you're talking about Glocks, 380. So you ain't nobody taking you to jail with them damn Percocets. Them police they pocket them Percocets, they pocket them shits, throw them shits on the floor. Remember Ronald? Remember Dolores' husband, Ronald?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Hold on. Before you go any further, let's. I'm gonna give them, and then I'm gonna let you take your whole shit. For everybody that don't know, matter of fact, I'm just gonna let you say it. You say it, because people.
yeah, this is our uncle. You know what I'm saying? A detective. And you know, him and his partner, they used to collect all the drugs. I think you ain't never go to jail for drugs with them.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
So I'm just saying, like, I mean, you know, I don't know. I guess we from the Bronx, so we from a unique place and a very unique time. You know what I'm saying? So it's an unfair comparison to measure the Bronx in the 80s and 90s to these other places. But I spent a lot of time in Chicago, bro, and yeah, you know what I'm saying. I don't know Jason's life. You know what I'm saying? So I could understand how you could speculate and think, like, because there's so much conversation in the news about pills and opioids and, you know, rapid science, so people think it's a big deal. The problem is not that the pills are so illegal that it's a big deal. The problem is that pills are legal. They're everywhere. That's why pills are such a big problem, is because they're everywhere. Most people have shit in their medicine cabinet right now in their bathroom, a whole bunch of shit in there right now that could, you know, get you high, and if you take too much of it or make the wrong combination, you'll be dead in there. You know what I'm saying? Like, that is the problem, is that these things are over the counter, prescription or not. They're legal. You know what I'm saying? So, no, I don't think it's any possibility unless we're including in the police just killing the person with
the cop killer bullets
in the gun, right? Because listen, matter of fact, you remember back in the days when the armor-piercing bullets first came out, they was called cop killers.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think we just grand opening, grand closing. That's you're not going. Yeah, there's no way in hell you can. Yeah, but shout out Jason, man. That shit was cool. That shit was cool. I might have to watch this shit back later on.
This is Dr. Inky on the line, everybody. So everybody, I gotta get a thing so when you call up, I can like plaster it on the screen so everybody can know who calling in.
Oh yeah, that's dope. Yeah, one of them things on the side. Yo, you have progressed so fantastically over the years with your platform.
Appreciate you. That's a fact.
Oh yeah.
Yo, and could you tell people
to guys like Jason, man? Shout out Jason once again. You might need to get a thing and put it up of Jason. That might really be the thing.
Yeah, he's still going.
Shout out my man Jason, the platform builder. That's gonna be his name. The platform builder. This is one of those shows where you get a lot of subs later on. Shout out Jason once again, man. I'm gonna get you an order of French fries if I see you. Order French fries, 50 cent coquito on me.
You're gonna be lit, Jason. He's still going, yo. This is what I think people don't understand. I don't care how much time.
Saying, hold on, Bob. Read his thing because I can't see it. I got you on my TV.
He said you get caught. He said you get caught with a gun. Your bond is way less than for drugs.
Oh, now look. You know me. Well, not so much now, but I come from a debate community. You know what I'm saying? So I know the strategy he just employed. That's very slick, right? So he just removed the conversation from the pills to drugs in general. That's slick. But
also removed and also left out the fact that we're talking about cop killer bullets, and we're not necessarily really talking about the actual guns. So yeah, he just introduced two variables that isn't necessarily what the conversation is about in order to change the conversation and put it in a direction that he can hope to win later. That's basically what he just did.
Right, because that's what I was saying earlier. If you were talking about heroin or cocaine or crack, you know, or meth, maybe meth. I think depending on where you at, you get caught with that meth shit.
Now look. Hold on. This is how the trolls do me. This is why sometimes I just don't listen to them, and I ignore them and sometimes just kick them. He says you get caught with a gun, your bond is way less than your bond for drugs. Now we just explained that we're not talking about just any drugs. We're talking about Percocets. And also, we explained that we're not talking about guns. We're talking about cop killer bullets. Then Jason's next comment is,
with
Glocks.
The guns with no safety.
Oh wow! And then Jason Meyer's next comment is, "I never said what Jack is saying. I said he literally just said that." Oh man, no, I'm not kicking Jason.
Nah, you can't kick Jason, man.
I'm not gonna kick Jason.
Jason is hey, but y'all can throw those bags at him. Those bags.
Yeah, can we get some bags? Could we get? You know what we're gonna do? Can we just get some bags for Jason so he can know what we want to do to him? But we're not gonna.
I swear, the first time I seen you do that on your channel, I was crying laughing. I said, "Yo, what's wrong with this nigga, bro? How you throwing virtual shit at me?"
Yo, let me tell you what happened. Somebody DM'd me in the middle of the night. They were so pissed. They said, "Joe, when I see you, it's on sight." Said, "How you got everybody in your community? Why you telling people to throw bags at my aunt? Why you telling people to hit my aunt with bags, yo? Yo, when I see you, it's on sight." I'm like, what the fuck? Yo, we're not talking about real bags, man. This guy literally thought that I was gonna have people run up on his aunt in the middle of the street, wherever the hell they live at, and hit her with bags.
Like, bags.
Yes, like what in the hell? She must have really been broken up over the fact that she got kicked and told him about it, and he didn't know what the fuck she was talking about. So he just was gonna go to war.
Yeah, he throwing bags at me. But what kind of bags would it be?
Well, we do have the bags with the bricks in them, just so we could be.
Oh man, God damn. Oh man.
Oh man.
Yeah, man.
This is Jason guy.
You gotta hit my man Jason with some virtual bags, man.
Yo, let me call up somebody else. Yo, I definitely appreciate you calling in. Yo, for everybody that don't know, y'all gotta drop by Minister Inky's channel. Y'all gotta drop by Dr. Inky's channel.
Yeah. Subscribe to my IG at Dr. Inky.
Why don't you pull up in here?
To my YouTube channel.
Pull up in here and leave a comment with your IG.
Okay.
You feel me?
Yeah.
No, say your shit also. But if you pull up and leave a comment, then the people that's on their computer, they can just go right while they're still watching the show and hit go to channel.
Oh shit! Okay.
Copy.
All right. Let me see. Wait. You said.
And then you gotta put your IG. Yeah. See how that go? I know it sounded like I was cutting you off and shit. Yo, what up, JJ? JJ, shout out to JJ with the donation. He said, if we get a little deeper, why is our society addicted? We have to address the root problems. First of all, this era that we live in is an era of, okay, so if 80s was the era of excess, which it was, we now are living in an era of more like a depression. Everybody is a hater. Everybody wants to be hated. Everybody, like, think about it. The more hated you are, the more famous you are in this what we live in right now. The shit it don't even make sense. The more hated you are, the more famous you are. There's people that hate your guts, but they love you. And if they see you on the street, they're gonna want to autograph and take a picture with you. But when they home with their family, you all type of rat bastards. Yeah, so everybody go sub to Dr. Inky right there. Y'all can go right over there, hit that go-to channel, go up in there and sub to him. Also follow him on IG. He's with everybody. I was like, yo, how you gonna go hang out with the brother Nick Cannon? You ain't even tell me about it. I would have wanted to pull up, but I was like, all right, it's cool. You know what I'm saying? It's cool. And you can't tell me not to get there. I could get wherever.
I know. Yo, Nick Cannon is hard to catch, boy. Nick Cannon hard to catch, man. His work ethic is through the roof. Like, literally, he goes from one set to another set to another set. But definitely, shout out Nick Cannon. Shout out Jack Frost, a.k.a. Bob. Shout out BBN. Shout out to all the bag throwers, man.
Yes.
Shout out everybody that throws the bags. When Jack says, fire away the bags. The bags get released. Oh man.
Yo,
But go ahead. Share this good cheer. This is holiday cheer. Share this good holiday cheer with the rest of the people you calling this morning. You like Chris Kringle this morning, just spreading holiday cheer with my man Jason, the Christmas elf, preparing this gift of love and happiness for everybody.
Oh, Jason said,
Jason,
don't forget him. Jason said, don't forget Jason.
Nah, man, I ain't gonna forget you, man. All you gotta do is remind me of this shit here. This is classic right here. This you don't want platinum off this joint right here. This is one of those instances where trolling goes well for you. This is when this was a good one right here. Sometimes you troll, you might get kicked out, or you just leave a bad taste in everybody's mouth. But I think this morning, this troll session right here set everybody's day into a good swing, good energy. So I think everybody's gonna remember you in a good way.
Yeah, well, for one, just so we can add this on, I appreciate trolls that don't come here calling me all type of BS N-words. So, shout out to that.
Yeah, he trolled the subject matter. He didn't troll the host or the platform.
Yeah.
So that was sick. Yeah.
Yeah, I can salute that. That's a fact. He keeps saying he's not a troll. I think he's subscribed to me on Patreon. Shout out to that. Yo, shout out to you being sub to us on Patreon, Jason. He actually is sub to us on Patreon. That's a fact.
The people that follow you with a wallet be the people that have the most opinionated things to say. So he might be telling the truth. Shout out Jason for having a strong opinion, even if it's not, it's not ground totally in reality. We still with you though.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
First Amendment and all that.
He ain't say nothing too crazy. Ain't gonna kick you. Oh yeah, that's right. Jason is also from Chirac. So for everybody that don't know,
right?
Yeah, so.
Exactly. So you got Jason in here, and then you got the fake CEO Chris, man. You on a roll this morning. Yo, your shit is wild this morning.
I don't know what to tell you.
Your shit wild this morning.
All right, let us move on to the next guest because I got to do some filming today.
Let me get out of here.
Appreciate you, my brother. Later. That's my cuz right there. Yo, we got stories. We could tell y'all stories about when we was kids and shit. That's a whole fact. Hey, Wildcat still in here? Oh, I hate when I press the button to call the number, but you have to press the button again. Yo, what up, Wildcat?
What's poppin'? How you, bro?
Chilling. So, you know what the topic is today. What do you got? First of all, shout out your platform.
Oh yeah, more or less, man. It's the Wildcat in the building, man. Tune into the Wildcat channel on YouTube, man. We got big things going on over there, and also make sure that you tune into the Wildcat 555 on my Instagram. Hit the link in the bio, and it'll take you right to my channel.
All right.
You just uppercut that subscribe button. You already know we put the beats on things, man. We wild over here. You heard?
All right, that's what it is. All right. So what opinion do you got on this topic we discussing? I'm curious.
All right. This is how it goes. The feds are taking the state cases because a lot of the state cases they get either thrown out because they got to go by the law. The feds are allowed to bend it. So now what the feds do is this. This is the law in the feds. You're sitting on the bench, cop pulls you over or whatever. He's not supposed to do a stop and frisk. That's over with. But let's say for some reason he says he has suspicion. He searches you or whatever. He finds 3 pills of Percocet on you, right? You don't have no prescription on you at the time to prove that those Percocets were prescribed to you, and it's not their job to find out any further than what's on you. That leads to an arrest, right? You have what's called an unprescribed controlled substance, right? So now, when they take you to the precinct, they check out your record. The way the law goes in the feds is like this: if you have 2 convictions for drugs, or 2 convictions for violence, or you have 1 drug and 1 violence, As long as you have 2 in your prior, those 3 Percocets, your minimum is going to be 180 months. That's 15 years.
For 3 Percocets.
That's for 3 Percocets.
Wow.
Because what happens is the way the feds work is like this. When it goes to the state's going to say, listen, we don't really got a case, or he got a 3 Percocets, that's just going to be minor possession, you know what I'm saying, blah, 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 blah. Fed's going to say, oh, yeah, does he have any priors? They're going to look the person up. Yeah, he got 2 priors. Well, are they convictions of felonies? Yeah, one is a conviction for a drug felony, the other one's a conviction for an assault. Okay, so we got 2. Send them to the feds now. For those 3 Percocets, his mandatory minimum is going to be 180 months.
Okay.
You see them? That's how they do it. Armor-piercing bullets, right? Armor-piercing bullets, you get more time for those. They give you get a what's called an upward variant. And the feds call it upward variance. So the judge is allowed an upward variance when they see they have what's called aggregating factors. Aggregating factors is you have a gun. One aggregating factor can be the serial number is scratched off. You get more time for that. If the bullets are armor piercing, you get more time for that. So the way the feds do it, they'll break that gun down and they'll put bullets, all that into 3 different counts on the same charge, and then smack you with it, and then hit you with the time consecutively. Because, yeah, that's how they do it. And then they slay you. Like that Percocet stuff, that shit is a big deal out here. They're not playing with that. All that, if you get caught and you can say, oh, I'm prescribed this. The first thing they're gonna say, where's the prescription at? Why is it not in the bottle with your name on it, prescribed by a doctor? Once the pills are not in the bottle and they out somewhere, or they're in the bottle and the bottle has no name, you get arrested. And if you have a record, then the state will turn it over to the Fed.
Okay, so
I saw dudes that got 20 years, and you know what they did?
What?
Let's say I got bud, and you want bud, but you don't want to come over here and get it from me. So you send someone else to come get the bud with the money. He gives me the money. He gives you the bud. He walks away. Right?
Yeah.
It's called steering.
Yeah. I know what steering is.
If he has a prior record, guess what? Just for that little steering he did, he can face 10 to 15 years for that.
Okay, so this is the argument, or should I say, this is the thing. Now, thank you for telling us all of that right there. That's definitely informative, and we appreciate it. So this is the thing,
Yeah.
and also, if anybody want to ask other questions about how the law works, you need to go pull up on Wildcat's channel. Wildcat, he spent a lot of time studying the law to help his own situation also, I believe. So if you have like questions about the law or whatever that is, you should probably pull up on Wildcat's channel and, ask the man himself. All right, so I just want to be clear on something. My argument is this. This is how the whole conversation started. I said, I don't understand why he took the handful of pills that he ended up subsequently dying from, right? If they already still had, I'm going to read to you what they had. 41 vacuum sealed bags of marijuana that came up to 70 pounds. 6 bottles of prescription codeine cough syrup. 2 9mm pistols. A 40 caliber pistol. And high capacity ammunition magazine. Wow, extendo clip, I think they're saying. And metal piercing bullets, according to sources. So my point is, if they had all of that, even him swallowing 10 pills, that's still it's not going to be. You understand what I'm saying? It's not like you're getting rid of all of the evidence.
Nah, he was going to go down, because you got to look at it like this.
No, he's going down. Period. That's my point.
Yeah, he was going to go down, and he might have caught a hit, because I saw something, I forgot where it was, but I saw something where they were supposed to land in the runway, and they switched the runway to another runway, and that like raised alarms on the plane, because they was going to land in one runway, and then they saying that they changed at the last minute, they changed it to another runway, and that runway when they landed, police were going to be there. So they could have caught wind. I don't know how
the pilot called the police because there was guns on board.
Yeah, so see, that's why they changed, and now see that everything comes together, right? So now, if the pilot called the police because he was afraid because there's guns on the plane, you know that he probably knew that too. He ain't stupid because that's an intelligent brother, man. Rest in peace, Juice WRLD, man. But he was an intelligent brother. He ain't stupid. So he probably did what AD did next to me, man. Back in '96, man. Rest in peace, AD. He shot the cop and then he hung himself up and fell next to me. Some people see things coming, man, and he probably was nervous too. He probably was on that plane like, I gotta pop these perks and all this other stuff because shit is hot right now. And I'm on 21. I'm at the verge of my career and all this other stuff, and I'm taking this big ass chance. So he might have took it because to slow him down, and but he probably just said, you know what, man, I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. I'm going out like this because they said that he was good, and then he started throwing up, and then that's when they took him to the hospital, and then he died.
Yes, I could believe he probably panicked. That's a fact.
Yeah, he panicked. You know what I'm saying? If I'm in a plane with guns and drugs, and they talk about switching runways, hell yeah, I'm panicking. Like, why they switching the runway? Oh, this dude called the police. Oh, wow, who's man? You see what I'm saying? It's like. It's one of them scenarios that it could have been a whole lot of things, but when you really investigating, there's not many options of what could have happened. It's only which one of those little options that's left was that happened. You know what I'm saying?
Real quick, I got breaking news. Breaking news. Hold on 1 second. I have breaking news. CIA Chris will be sentenced February 27th. CIA Chris will be sentenced on February 27th.
Oh, that's the dude from the Takashi shit?
Yeah, CIA Chris, CEO Chris, he will be sentenced on February 27th. All right, let's get back to what we was talking about. That's just breaking news. I just want to make sure I was the first person to tell everybody about it. Shout out to that.
So my main thing is that people need to be careful because state cases are not state cases like they used to anymore. They're looking at it like, because you have to go by the law, a lot of people walk. Send them over here, and we're gonna twist and turn things, and we're gonna make our moves. And we'll get them. And that's how they're working right now. That's why they made the trigger lock program between the Bronx and Manhattan. The trigger lock program was for any 5 felon to get caught with a gun, send them straight to the feds. Take the state case away from the state, send them to the feds, and give them a 922G. If he has armor-piercing bullets, it becomes a 922G CI. Which means that you get more time.
Okay, so explain to us the difference between somebody explain to us the difference between somebody getting caught with regular bullets and being caught with armor piercing.
Well, if you get caught with regular bullets, you know what I'm saying, they're called ammunition. So a lot of times they can upward vary for ammunition, but the courts tend to not to unless the ammunition has a special character to it, like armor piercing. Or ball rounds. It's called ball rounds. Ball rounds are actually more dangerous than armor piercings because armor piercings, the front head comes out, but the ball joints, the head stays solid and it goes right through. But any of those, you get caught with any of those, you get what's called an upward variance. So when they give you an upward variance, they're allowed to add more time to your bid. You know what I'm saying? You got to remember, I went in there with a gun charge, and I had 15 years until I won my time back on field.
Copy.
So with a gun charge, if you're facing 15 years, they'll do the same, and that's just with a gun, no bullets, nothing, just straight gun. That's 15 years alone. So what matters the most when you get arrested is if you got fired, and is it a controlled substance in federal law? If it's a controlled substance, because they have their own characterization of a controlled substance also, but perk is on there. You best believe they got perks on there, Xannies, all that is on there. So you get caught with any of that, it can be federal, because now if you don't have a prescription, the feds are going to say, where you get this from? And you don't tell them nothing, you be like, none of your business. All right, let's go. Tell that to the judge then. You see what I'm saying? And that's how they build indictments. Because then one person will get caught, and then he's like, oh, man, I'm facing mad time. And they telling him, yo, we're going to lower your time and let us know where you getting it from. You see what I'm saying? So those things are actually serious. It's not a walk in the park if you get caught with person, because like I said, that's a controlled substance. And by it being a controlled substance, they're going to snatch you up for that. If it's prescribed and it has a prescription and it's in a bottle with your name on it, you good money. You ain't got to worry about nothing. But if you got it in a manila envelope or like in a bottle, but the name is scratched, so the bottle don't have no name, you're going down.
Okay, so just so we clear, I'm just curious about this. So what are you saying people will get more time for? The armor piercing bullets or the perks?
I'm gonna say the armor piercing bullets.
And that's my point.
Because the only way you'll get a mother load of time for the perks will be if you have priors. If you have priors, those three little, for example, you got a drug conviction, a C drug conviction in 98. You got a D or E drug conviction in 2000. Now you went and caught this one over here with the 3 perks. Now they make you what's called an armed career criminal. Next thing you know, you're mandatory minimum because 15 years.
What if there's one of the bullets in the chamber?
If it's, that's an establishment of intent. You know what I'm saying? Now you establish an intent. Why you got one in the chamber? That means you're ready to shoot it. So you're looking to shoot it. It ain't like if you had Penal Law 26503 where, you know, you got it in your place of home or business. If you got a loaded gun and you out in the street and you're a felon, you're finished. Don't get caught because you're finished. They're really going to slay you. They do not play no game. They will slay you ASAP Rocky and don't even think twice about it. And they're not going to give you no lawyer that's going to defend you either. They're going to give you all the lawyers that they eat Subways and they eat McDonald's and all that with. They're going to give you those lawyers, and those lawyers are going to come to you and they're going to be like, yo, you want to take a plea?
Yeah, that's a fact, though. That's a fact. They're going to give you those lawyers they cool with because they don't even want to go to trial. They just want you to. That's a fact.
They get $1,800 per case. So if you get 10 cases, you get 7 of them to cop out and you only got to take 3 to trial. You cased it.
Wow.
That's how it goes. $1,800 per case. The faster you get rid of that case, they give you more cases, or you could double up on your caseload because you're getting rid of cases fast. You're making them cop out. You lying to them, you're scaring them up. They're getting scared. They're copping out. They starting to snitch. All shit is happening. So that's how they work it. You know what I'm saying? They play a whole different ball game. Like I thought state cases, but there's a thing called dual sovereignty. Under the dual sovereignty law, each sovereignty is allowed to implement their laws how they see fit. So you have federal sovereignty and you have a state sovereignty. You have a state constitution and you got a federal constitution. So they have 2 different ways of the way they do things. And the feds is like the top of the food chain. They are allowed to do more and they got more access to do more. So I always tell people like this, when you think that something real simple is a walk in the park, it could be very serious if you have priors.
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? If you have priors, that it does a 360. It becomes very serious now. So, you know, that's my point. So never think that 3 perks or anything is minute and you have a rap sheet on your jacket. The feds is looking for that. Now, let's say you don't have nothing on your jacket and you get caught with 3 perks, they're going to take you to state court. The feds can't take the case no more now because it's your first time. You're going to go to the state. They're going to give you a criminal possession of a controlled substance. It's a pill, so it doesn't have a prescription. So you probably get it in the C or D area around there. A C felony or D felony.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So always remember, man, don't think something is petty unless you look at your background and you see what you got. You know what I'm saying? Because that matters a lot, especially for the little things that you can do that for the normal person, he might just get a slap on the wrist. If you got a rap sheet, no, you ain't getting no slap on the wrist. They're taking you down.
Mm.
That's what they did with Tut, man. Shout out my son Tut, man. He in Otisville. Tut is doing life under the 3-strike law in the feds.
Who?
See, a lot of people be
Wait.
A lot of people be trying to say that he's in jail because he shot Tupac. Tut is not in jail because he shot Tupac. Tut is in jail for a robbery. It was his third one that they say, and that hit him with the 3-strike law. So they gave him life, natural life for that.
Real quick, where did that 3-strike law come from again?
The 3-strike law really came from California because California had a big case about a dude that he had priors and he stole a pizza or something like that, and they gave him life. You know what I'm saying? For stealing the pizza because he had 2 prior robberies. You see what I'm saying? So under the 3-strike law, they're allowed to slay you. You know what I'm saying? They're allowed to slay you and give you mad time.
Didn't Trump have? I mean, pardon me. Didn't Bill Clinton sign that international though into the federal law?
Yeah, Bill Clinton did a lot of stuff that a lot of people don't know, man.
I wanted to point that out because we always got people that be praising Bill Clinton like, "Go Bill." You know what I mean? People in jail right now for doing shit like stealing pizzas so many times. That's a fact. Keep going.
Yeah, like so that's what happened to Tut. Tut had a robbery, you know what I'm saying? And they really didn't have evidence on him on that robbery, the same way they didn't have evidence on him that he shot Tupac either. You know what I'm saying? So they always implicate him and always blame him for it, but he was never charged for that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
His robbery charge is from another robbery case that he had. And once you have the 3-strike law, fine. Just that little bullshit robbery, it turns into your whole life in prison.
That's a fact. Something I want to point out real quick. We don't say F people here, even if we don't like them. But I appreciate the energy, Tommy B. Real quick, just so we can get talk about something real quick, so people get an understanding of something. For everybody that don't know, he didn't die immediately. They took him to the hospital. 9 times out of 10, they took him to the hospital, and I'm going to tell you what happened. They had to put him into a medically induced coma 9 times out of 10. Whenever somebody has a stroke, one of the things that's happening is you're having swelling and bleeding of the brain. Whenever you have bad swelling or bleeding of the brain and they can't get it to go down, they have to put you in a medically induced coma. You understand what I'm saying? So 9 times out of 10, they put him in a medically induced coma, and then that's where he died from. There was no helping anything. He was bleeding from his mouth, everything.
Yeah, he went in. He probably popped like 10 pills, man. You never know, man. He went in. And it's sad, man, because that's a good brother to have talent, man. You know what I'm saying? But you see how the energy around you can dictate how you move in the future.
Yeah.
This is why you got to be selective about your surroundings. Then you got to be selective about things you hear and you absorb, because
that's a fact.
Look, here's a brother, 21 years old. He's at the height of his career. You know what I'm saying? He does come from the hood. You know what I'm saying? So, of course, what's he going to have? That energy around him to pull him away from his successes. Because like he said it himself, he said a real dude ain't got to be a savage. Why a real dude can't be somebody that's just making his money and living happy. You know what I'm saying? Those were his words. And I agree fully with that. You know what I'm saying? So here's a dude, he had talent, he had everything. And around him, he had people that probably was like, yeah, you the bomb. There's only 70 joints up in here, man. We're going to take that over here real quick, man. You know what I'm saying? It's always like that, man. Your surroundings, it can be your worst enemy sometimes, man. But you don't have the regulatory concept of what bonds and friendships are.
That's a fact.
So, when I look at that situation with Son, man, I feel bad because I'm like, yo, I like his music, and I saw that in the future he's gonna go far, just like Trippie Redd did. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They have a unique style of music that is attractive to a lot of audiences. You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna agree with you. I'm agreeing with you, by the way. And what I'm gonna say is, I just want to take that a little one step further. And what I want to say is, you're right. You have to be pardon me. We have to be mindful of the energy that's around us. That's the people that we deal with. That's the shit that we talk about. That's the things that we allow people to talk about with us. That's a whole fact.
Fact.
I think that a lot of these new rappers' downfall is they're being immersed in all of their sadness. Think about the music that they're making.
Yeah.
Think about the music.
Like, for example,
they're immersing themselves in all of this sadness. You understand what I'm saying? Because dude has a song where he talk about he got bad kidneys.
Who?
Dude, Juice WRLD. He had a song, and in his song he talked about having bad kidneys.
You got to hear that other song that he got. He said, "Fuck these hoes, all they do is hurt me."
Okay.
Smoke my dope. Excuse me. I don't want to curse, but my bad. But if you listen to his lyrics are rebelling against that around him that's making judgment. You see what I'm saying? So when he's singing, he's letting people know, I'm into myself. I'm into my music. And because I'm this way, a lot of people gonna like my music. If I have to make my music because you or a certain class of people have to like it, I'll never be a musician.
This is the point in which I'm trying to make, though. When you're constantly talking about that negativity, you speaking that shit into existence in your life.
Oh yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
And look, he used to say talking about pills.
You speaking that shit dead into existence in your life. So that's why we have to try. That's one of the reasons why I don't really like trolls. Like, if you troll appropriately, I could get with that. But when your trolling is to talk trash about somebody, spread lies on people, stuff like that, I don't want that energy around me. You feel me? If you trolling to have fun and we having a good time, I can understand that to a degree. You know, it's cool. You know what I'm saying? But when you trolling to try to mess up somebody else's character, you're trolling, just saying just random lies about other people. People forget we have to be held accountable. If you believe in the Most High, then you believe that you have to be held accountable for your words that you use. So be very mindful of the words that you continue to use over and over and over again. Anything you want to go out with? Because I got to call somebody else.
All right, I was going to say, number one, a troll, right? A troll is a person that's hidden and that feels ugly about themselves. So all they do is spread out their ugliness or with everybody else, because you know how they say misery loves company. That's the definition of a troll. Somebody who's not sure about themselves, who feels ugly within themselves, and only exhausts ugliness because that's all that they know when they look in the mirror. You know what I'm saying? And I just want to say, man, shout out to everybody in the chat, man. Support my boy Jack Frost, man. He got a good thing going over here.
Appreciate you.
You know what I'm saying? And support everybody, man, all of us. You know what I'm saying? Because we all the voices for the streets, man. And it's not that we just the voices for the streets. We are also the ones that's trying to bring about the resolutions, man. Stop the things that's going on, because a lot of misleading, a lot of lies, a lot of things that's going on only causes the demise of what we are. You know what I'm saying?
That's a whole fact.
So I just leave everybody with that, man. I leave everybody with that, man. Dykeman in the building. I'm up here in Dykeman.
Yo, I'm about to have somebody come on the line and talk to us about. This year we're gonna be covering the Dykeman. Oh shoot, sorry about that. G's up. I didn't mean to hide that comment. Can you write that again? This year we're gonna be actually covering the Dykeman basketball tournament, and we should be bringing the individual that runs Dykeman onto the channel and have a discussion with them. So that's gonna be dope. I might go interview them I can't interview them today. I might go interview them tomorrow. We're gonna see when we can get the Dykeman interview, and we're gonna be hopefully also, if God willing, we'll be able to hopefully speak to some of the athletes that are out there at the tournament. So shout out to that. All right, my brother.
Yeah, thanks. Shout out Dykeman, shout out Wash Heights, you know what I'm saying? Shout out East New York, Brownsville, shout out to DX, man, shout out Queens, Southside, You know what I'm saying? Everybody, man, the whole world, every state, country, all that, man. We all in together, yo. That's what we about, man. We're about togetherness. We're about backing each other up. And we're about growth, man. We're not about the demise of our future. We're about the growth of it, man. That's all I wanted to say, man. And I appreciate everything, Jack Frost. I'm going to see you in about an hour and a half.
That's what it is. Appreciate you.
No doubt, Frost. Stay up, man.
Later. We got another call in right now. Hopefully this person is free and they'll be able to talk. No T word. What was the T word? Trolls. That was the T word. It took me like 2 seconds to figure that out. It should have took less. Let's see if we can get this caller right here on the phone real quick. Yo, what up?
What's up?
What's up, everybody? How y'all doing? We talking to my brother right here, Ray. Hey, Ray. I wanted to call you up real quick, see if you have a second to talk. We're gonna talk sports for a minute, everybody. Then we're gonna move off of sports, and this is our sports guy. First, you said that we're gonna be hopefully interviewing who from Dykeman?
Kenny. That's the one who started the Dykeman basketball tournament. He's the founder.
Oh, so we're gonna hopefully be interviewing the founder of the Dykeman tournament.
Yeah, we just got to set up where our schedule can correspond together. He was in my office the other day, and I was talking with him.
Excellent.
And he's also is going to invite us to the tournament where you may be able to interview some of the players.
That's dope. Oh, when you say players, do you mean just the regular players or the NBA players?
And both.
That's
both
going to be
because
good.
they have street ball legends that come play in the tournament that's not in the NBA also.
That's a fact. That's a fact. That's a whole fact.
And
Shout out to Pee Wee Kirkland.
Also.
Hold on. Shout out to Pee Wee Kirkland. Pee Wee Kirkland, I met him a while back. He's cool with me and everything else. Shout out to Pee Wee Kirkland. You know, Pee Wee Kirkland sent me a Thanksgiving message. So shout out to Pee Wee Kirkland. Appreciated that. Keep going what you were saying.
Yeah, they have a lot of college players also that play in the tournament. So it'd be some street ball legends. The NBA players show up randomly, you know, because they don't announce which NBA players are coming because they don't want, you know, like too many people showing up and then they're overcrowded and stuff like that.
And you don't never know. There's fools to be out there extra heavy those days. I'm getting a guess.
Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna hopefully be able to get an interview with Kenny about Dykeman, and then we're gonna be pulling up to Dykeman this. Yo, I'm gonna need a team with me. So anybody that want to pull up with me in Dykeman this year, you gotta hit the DMs. I'm gonna need a little bit of team. Might need a little bit of equipment carried, stuff like that. So anybody that want to pull up with us in Dykeman this year, 2 people maximum. We'll see what we're going to do. So I might need a little team, at least one person. I might need a little team. So let me know who want to pull up with me in Dykeman this year. Real quick, because we just discussing sports and we're going to let my brother go. Real quick, did you hear about the situation that just happened with New England Patriots?
You're talking about them filming the sidelines against the coaches against Cincinnati Bengals?
Yeah. What do you think about that?
I think, to be honest, most of the teams cheat in sports. To be honest, it's just that some get caught, some don't get caught.
Most are looking for competitive advantages.
Yes, some of them borderline cheating. Some of them are totally over the line with cheating.
Okay.
You know, so this is something else that the Patriots already owned up, and they said yes, they did do that. I was reading the internet this morning. They owned up and said yes, they were doing it, but they weren't doing it for the reasons of cheating.
They had different purposes in mind.
Exactly.
Apparently, for everybody that don't know, the Patriots had a film team that weren't part of their actual organization. There's some people that they like outsourced because they're doing like some kind of documentary or something, allegedly. allegedly. And what they did is that they had the film team filming the game, but the team filmed the other but the film team filmed the other teams, the Bengals sidelines. That's illegal in the NFL.
They were filming the coaches.
Yes, that's illegal because you could see the signs and everything that everybody is throwing up, and then you could determine what kind of plays the people will be running, like the next time you play them or whatever the case might be.
Something similar to what they were doing before, which was the Spygate incident when they were illegally filming the practices of the other teams.
Yeah, and
it was it was part of the Gate, which was taking air out the football.
Yeah, so these guys is just, I don't know. And don't forget the freaking the fumble thing that they changed the whole rule, and then they changed it back after a couple of years because people figured out that it was just didn't even make no damn sense. When Brady fumbled the ball in the snow against the Raiders. Anyway, that Raiders was killing them that game. They stopped the whole. That could have been.
Yeah, they was playing in the snow that game.
The Raiders was beating their ass too. The Raiders was boss that year. That's a whole fact. The Raiders was really good that year. Then all of a sudden after that loss, the Raiders went downhill. Anyway, yeah, I just want to hit you up so we can talk about the Dykeman thing real quick. Just want to let people know what's coming to the channel. Anything you want to talk about sports? Oh, is there what's up with that the boxing?
The boxing, I'm in contact with my guy now. Hopefully he's going to hit me back in the next day or two because I just reached out to him about seeing if I can get some tickets to get to, some of your viewers and us also attending the match this Saturday. But he's supposed to hit me back, and I hate going through third-party people because when they are, like, not coming through, it makes me look bad.
That's
but I'm reaching out to him, and hopefully he's able to secure some tickets. Hopefully, I know more in the next couple days.
Excellent. Appreciate you, my brother. You the best.
All right. I'll speak to you later.
Later. I love y'all too, Bree. That's a whole fact. Anyway, yeah, so we got a couple of things coming up on the channel. Look, we always working behind the scenes, man. Just because you don't see something, just because you don't see the work, that don't mean that it ain't progress being done. You feel me? Anyway, with that being said, we are gonna have to be closing the show early today because, like you just heard Wildcat mention, we have a how do you say? We got to do filming today, so we're gonna be shutting the show down early today so I can make sure that we go do our filming today. So look, I love y'all. I want everybody, look, we got to be productive. We got to be productive in life. I think one of the shortcomings of a lot of us just as human beings is that sometimes we sacrifice the wrong thing for the right thing. You understand what I'm saying? So sometimes we sacrifice our progress for our happiness. Stop sacrificing your progress for your happiness. Sometimes that's okay, but we do it too often. You understand what I'm saying? So let's try to be productive. Let's influence others, encourage others to be productive. Let's try to get our kids away from these drugs. Yes, Liberty said not enough compassion. I agree with you. We live in a troll society. There's not a person on this planet that could tell me that they're a troll and they're compassionate. I could just never believe that a compassionate person would ever be a hateful troll. You understand what I'm saying? Anyway, all that being said, let's encourage somebody today to be the best person that they could be. Because at that moment, we are being the best person that we could be. So let's do that. Also, I'm not sure if we're going to be able to have a Tonight Show tonight. Usually on the days that we do filming, I'm not always capable to have a Tonight Show. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to have a Tonight Show tonight. I hope that I am. I do not know if I'm going to be able to be capable because of the things that I usually have to do during a day that we go and we film the Wildcat. We filming the Wildcat today. Shout out to CK. Shout out to Wildcat. Shout out to Mel Cross. They all going to be up in the building. We're supposed to be having somebody else up in the building with us. I'm going to leave that to be a surprise. Also, go check out those guys' channels. Salute to all of those guys. Also, Let's stop thinking that just because somebody had been part of a gang or part of an organization at some point in their life, that they now can't try to change things around. Sometimes we do need the people that have been through the most dirt and have done the most dirt to try to supply us with the most intel in order to make us not fall down those same pitfalls that they went down. You understand what I'm saying? To help us not parallel their lives. You understand what I'm saying? Yes, Supreme Duncan says, enjoy your day, everyone, and remember, wash your hand. The germs and viruses are running around crazy. That's a fact. There's a couple of other things. Hey, G's up. I'm going to a thing on Wednesday. I want you to pull up with me. Somebody else I'm going to tell pull up too. I think we're going to have like 3 of us. We're going to pull up a little deep. I think it's like $10 to get in, just so you know, though. There's like so much stuff going through my head right now. I just want to make sure that it's it the right way because we going out. But I do got to get out of here. I got to actually get out of the house like immediately so I could be on time. Look, I love y'all. I want every single person to win, with the exception of when that winning means my destruction. The exception of that, I want everyone to win. We can all win. We don't have to try to cause somebody else to lose in order to win. Today is December 10th. This is when YouTube is starting to purge the accounts off of their servers. I hope people are just going to carry themselves responsibly. I don't know another way to put it. I don't know. But I hope people carry themselves responsibly. Even the people that I don't care for, I don't want their channel being taken away from you. Everybody is trying to do this YouTube thing. Believe me, I understand it. Some people have higher ceilings than others. I think that we need to respect that. That some people are just going to be able to do this a little bit better than other people's, or they're going to be a little bit more successful than other people. Don't rate how successful you are at something as determined by how successful somebody else is at the same thing or at anything. Your success is your success. Period. Whether you reach up here, whether you reach up here, or whether you reach up here, your success is your success. Be proud of it. Anyway, with that being said, like, comment, subscribe, join the notification gang. Hashtag Bronx Bombs. Let's get it. I love y'all. Take care of each other. Hug the kids for me. I haven't forgotten about you. And that's all I got on this one. I'm out.